All right, all right. Welcome to quarter number two, baby. Quarter number two of the Super Bowl. Man, we have a barn burner going today. It's all about fueling your body like an MVP, right? Fueling your body like an MVP. That's what I want to do this week. This week, as we prepare for not only the Super Bowl, in the actual Super Bowl, in your Super Bowl, in your business, in your career, in the weeks leading up to this big game, it's really important that athletes they dial in their nutrition and their recovery. And I want you to think about some of the things that they're doing right now as we speak, as I speak and you listen, is how can you apply this to your daily life? And I came up with 5 things that I know these athletes are doing right now that they're preparing for. Number one is their morning routine. Like what I'm saying to them is get up early, get in that routine, get your dynamic warm up in with some quick stretches, some hydration, have a good protein packed breakfast that's going to boost your alertness and your metabolism. And even on game day, do your pregame warm up routine. Get your music list on. What you get, even get a quick lift on game day. What? Yeah, that's the new gen is doing this. They're getting up and they're doing, 2 sets of very light hex bar deadlifts. They're getting some push-ups in. They're getting like 1 or 2 sets of arms. They're activating the nervous system to prepare for what's about to occur. Pure chaos and craziness out on a football field. But for you, today, how are you starting your day? Are you working out right now? Are you in the gym right now as we speak and we're getting after it? Good. Hustle. Get that hood on and let's rock and roll, baby. Because if you got your pregame morning routine, number 2 out of 5 are recovery habits. What do your recovery habits look like in your life right now this week? What can you do to amp up your recovery habits? And what I'm talking about here is ice baths, saunas, compression boots, setting some time aside for foam rolling and stretching, or heck, even just going on a walk break to reduce any stress that you may have. Does anyone have any stress in their life? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, I thought so. So you can take an extra 10 minutes out of your afternoon, 15 minutes this evening to go out for a little walk and do some breath work on that. It doesn't just need to be right now while you're working out, right? You can bring in walking into your routine as well. And the more that you amp up your personal self-care, the better you're going to feel and the better you're going to perform. Because when you take care of this, it's going to help you on all levels. The third aspect of my 5 is this: get massage and body work. Now, I can tell you this: these athletes this week are taking care of their bodies like they're darn thoroughbreds, because they are. But maybe they get a massage or two this week, and they've gotten a massage or two all week, all season long. But how about you? Maybe it's once a week or twice a month or at least once a month. Get some body work. Maybe it's fascial stretch therapy or what I call impact stretch flow. Maybe it's actual massage therapy and body work. Body work means like neuromuscular therapy, Rolfing, myofascial release, like where a skilled professional is getting their hands on you and working on your fascia. Your fascia is your connective tissue. Your connective tissue from feet to fingertips, left, right, front, back, up and down. You're a one big fascial sheath. I said, you are one big fascial sheath. And the bottom of your feet, you have a half-inch band of plantar aponeurosis. That is all fascia. And your feet set your foundation. And the reason I say this, because if you get a good body work or a good massage therapist, they can work wonders. If you got a 90-minute massage once a week, people are like, man, is that excessive? I don't know. You tell me. If it helps you perform at your highest level, is that excessive? No, it's not. But at least once a month, get your darn body work and massage in and watch how it changes you physically as well as mentally also. Number 4 is sleep. Now, here's the problem with the athletes this week. They're preparing for the Super Bowl. They're usually not sleeping very well. Why? Because they're nervous. they're nervous about the game. They forgot about Uncle Jimmy and his ticket. You didn't know he was flying in with his girlfriend, and there's all these things that come up. That's why the first week's important, and then you got to appoint someone in charge, because you don't want to deal with this stuff when you're preparing for the biggest game of your life. But for you, who's preparing for the biggest game of your life, how is your sleep? How is your sleep? And what do you need to do to make sure that you can amp up your sleep? Which comes down to your nighttime routine. Like, what can you do? Is it melatonin? Is it zero alcohol? Maybe you're doing meditation and breath work. Perhaps you're reading 10 pages in the evening, which I'm a huge proponent of reading and getting in some quiet time and prayer time and doing some stretching, getting some melatonin. And heck, we have our new Impact line, which has my deep sleep melatonin gummies. Melatonin gummies. That's right. I said melatonin gummies. And it helps the sleep. And without your sleep, you're no good. And you don't need to be playing the Super Bowl. If you're not getting the kind of sleep, the quality of sleep that you need to get, then you can't perform in the game of life. You can't perform in the game of showing up for your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your teammates, your colleagues on that. So we got to make sure we amp up our sleep on all levels, whatever it takes. And that's why exercise is so important on most days of the week. And the last one, number 5, I'll say is this: do breath work. Take a deep breath in, please, right now as I'm speaking, because breath work's important. And if you haven't heard me say this before, listen very closely. You breathe 18 to 22,000 times a day. Are you inhaling and you're exhaling? Please continue to breathe in nice and deep right now. If you're working out, good, breathe. If you're not working out, good, breathe. Breathing represents life. And the 18 to 22,000 times today that you're going to breathe, here's what happens when times get tough and you're under pressure and you don't need to be coming out to 80,000 fans and millions of people watching in around the world. When the lights come on, we don't want you hyperventilating. Have you ever hyperventilated because the nerves were so high? I know even early on in my career in high school and college, and when I had the opportunity to go play pro ball overseas, is when you get too hyped up, you start to hyperventilate. When you hyperventilate, that doesn't allow for maximum oxygen to be delivered to your cells. When you can learn to relax your breath and focus just on the task at hand, that's going to help you perform at your highest levels. Right now, as you do some breathing, deep breath work, and sometimes what I call box breathing, 5-5-5 or 7-7-7, where you breathe in for 5, you hold your breath for 5, and you exhale for 5, and you continue that for 5 minutes or 7 minutes. It does wonders for your breath. Because if you're sleeping well, you're getting your breath work, you're getting your exercise, you're getting your soft tissue work with massage and body work, and you're doing your foam rolling or your stretching, and you got your pregame routine dialed in, and you're eating right. Now you're living the life of a Super Bowl MVP. You're doing what is necessary for you to play at your highest level. And that's what I'm looking for today. There's a study, the ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine, noted that consistent daily movement, even in just as little as 10 to 15 minute increments, can elevate your energy and reduce burnout by 25%. 25%. That's a lot, my friend. So think about that. Just by some consistent daily movement in 10 to 15 increments, how it can help your energy. So if you're constantly thinking about my energy's not where I'm at, and man, Todd, I need some of that energy. Well, it's dialing in these habits that are going to help you, because all this is about the habits that will help you get to where you want to go. So think about that. And if let's say you often crash mid-afternoon, then consider a 5-minute mobility routine to reset your body and your mind, right? Just short 5 or 10 minutes can work wonders for your body. So my question to you is this: which small daily habit would most elevate your energy and resilience if you did it consistently? Out of those 5 things I just shared with your habits on breath work, on sleeping, on your massage and body work, or anything that has to do with your foam rolling or stretching, or your pregame routine, meaning your pre-day routine, what is it that you can do that's going to amp up your performance? And your action step is, I want you to commit to one. Commit to doing one this week. That's going to allow you to be the MVP this week. Come Super Bowl, like, what's going to be your MVP routine that you do each day? Maybe it's a 10-minute walk you do every day this week as you listen in. Or after lunch, you're going to do a 15-minute stretch routine, and you go out for a walk. Or you're going to book your massage this week, or you're going to book your stretch session, because I believe that when you amp this up, your health and your habits, watch what happens. My friends, there you have it. Quarter number 2 is in the books. That means we're going into halftime. And halftime is where all the best coaches in the world make their adjustments so that you can win the second half. Let's take a quick break and I'll be right back.